Okay, on this session of Blackboard Breakdowns, we are going to build off the terminology that we started last week. Last week, we were identifying defenses. Today, we're going to be identifying the different areas or zones on a football field, which will help us to recognize where we want to attack and where defenses are playing in terms of the particular zones that they're covering. All right, so let's take a look here. We've got 10 different zones. Each zone technically is 10 yards across, 10 yards deep, okay? They help us to also recognize the areas of the field. So start up here on the top left, you see the red numbers across the board. That's how we number these different zones. So we've got the left numbers, then the left seam. We've got the deep middle. Then we work to the right seam and the right numbers, just mirrored 1 and 2, mirror 4 and 5 on the right and left sides. Same happens on the lower levels. We drop down to 6. We've got the right flat, the right hook, the short middle, and then, of course, 9 and 10 meshing with 6 and 7, left hook and left flat. So each box, each zone is a 10 by 10 box. Okay, why do we pick that number? Well, I've played against some of the best athletes in the world, and what I've realized is about 10 by 10 is about the maximum that any one player can cover at a particular time. So anything that goes beyond that box is really stretching them, and it's tough for them to cover that amount of space. Okay, on the back end, 10 by 10 as well, but we also have to recognize that these deeper zones go all the way to the end zone. So although the ball will travel a little bit farther to get into those second level zones, they also have to be worried about what's behind them, so they have more ground to cover based on depth, even though the same amount from a width standpoint. So the way we look at this is it helps us to recognize what we're talking about as we work through this platform. Hey, we want to attack the right seam, or we want to attack the left flat in this particular coverage. So it helps us to understand that terminology, denote the areas of the field that we're trying to attack.